So today is part 3, the final part of this series. I decided to do this series just to share with you the top 3 products in every category that I have purchased so far in 2024. These are products I just reached for the most and products I have zero regret purchasing. So if that seems like something you might enjoy, my beautiful friends, please stick around because we're about to get into all that right now. So if you didn't see part 1 and 2 to this series, I'll link that somewhere up here. That way you can take a look at my other favorites. But let's get started because I am so excited about today's video because honestly, a lot of these products are my top favorites. So let's get started. The palette that I chose to share with you today is this one here by Natasha Denona. This is her Hyper Natural Face Palette. Now, as much as I love this palette, there are flaws. And let me explain that. When I first got this, I found that the pans right here are super small. So they look much bigger online. So that's the first flaw. The second flaw is I wish that these blushes were a little bit more neutral because they are a little bit more pink and bright. So if you wear a more neutral look, it kind of clashes. So that is the only flaw. But other than that, I grab for this all the time because it's super easy to use and it's great if you're in a hurry. So, which I am today. So let's come up with a look using this palette. So where I think I'm going to begin is to use this right here all across the lid. Now, I still have the mirror covered because I don't know. I think it's going to last better when I travel or something. Oh, I don't know. I'm just ridiculous. So I'm just going to add this shade right here all across the lid. But as you will see, the more you blend out, it almost becomes matte because that's what I was a little afraid of when I first purchased this palette was because those look all shimmery. But the more that you use your finger and keep blending away, as you can see, it does not look super shimmery. It just blends out beautifully. So that's all I'm going to do right there. I just want to show you how fast you can come up with a look. And now I'm going to go into these bronzers right here. And I think I'm going to mix these two right here just to lighten it up just a little bit. And I'm just going to go right above all that and just kind of diffuse the two together. So yeah, I actually took this down to Arizona because my daughter-in-law really wanted to try this palette. And honestly, I didn't even bring it out of my suitcase because I didn't even use it. We were moving. I hardly even wore makeup because yeah, what is the need if I'm sweating and all that? But she did text me after and she goes, "You forgot to bring out your Natasha Denona palette." I go, "I know, but I will bring it back. I'm going back in June, so I definitely will bring it again and use it while I'm there and let her use it because honestly, I want to use her new Makeup by Mario palette. So we'll be switching back and forth. So again, that blended out just beautifully. And again, I'm just going to use those two bronzer shades and just go above that and really blend that in. Okay, so I do want to kind of brighten this up. So what I think I'm going to do is go into this beautiful shade here. Now that shade you can use wet or dry, but I found if you use it dry, it's more like a topper. So that's what I'm going to do today is just apply a little bit on my finger and just kind of tap above that other shade. And as you can see how it just added just a little bit of, I don't know, sparkle to the look. So I definitely could go out the door just with this and be happy, but I do want a little bit of shimmer. And honestly, I could be pretty much done with this look and be happy and run out the door. And it really looks like I did something, you know, try to put myself together. So that is it. That's all I'm going to do with this look. And now I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and really just clean up these edges. And then for eyeliner, I think I'm going to be using this one here by Ferrera. I know I used this in another video, but I don't purchase like a lot of eyeliners. So that's why I don't have a lot of them. So I'm just going to apply that right along the lash line. I'll come back and we'll move on with the rest of the products. Okay, let's get into these complexion products. I am so excited about this part because you know how I love my complexion products. And the foundation that I chose to bring down is this one here by CoverGirl. This is the Simply Ageless Essence. It's so hard, it's like a mouthful. Simply Ageless Essence. So this has bakuchi oil in it, and it also has a lot of skincare ingredients. And the reason why I want to share that with you is if your foundations have a lot of skincare ingredients, then you kind of of want to back away from your normal skincare routine if you use a lot of skincare. Because I did learn from Rose and Ben over on Instagram. She mentioned if you use too much skincare and your foundation has too much skincare, it can kind of clash. And if that's when you get the pilling and things, start separating. So I didn't apply a lot of skincare today. I'm just trying to remember. I think I just used my vitamin C, my snail mucin, and my sunscreen. So that's all I used as my skincare today. Okay, so I got mine in the shade 30, a light medium. I absolutely love this stuff. I know it's like a love-hate between a lot of people, but for me, I absolutely love it. And how I like applying it is just placing a couple pumps in my hand, and then I kind of warm it up in between my fingers because I feel like that just breaks up all those little beads in there. And as you'll see, look at the coverage on this. I would have never expected that whatsoever. So I just apply this basically just using my fingers. And it just feels so soothing on the skin. It just feels like an essence, but it provides so much coverage. I mean, I even place it, under my eyes. It just does an amazing job there as well. But yeah, it just very cooling, soothing. My skin feels just super hydrated and very healthy when I use this product. Now, if I do need a little bit more coverage, which is usually through like the T-zone, I will take my foundation brush and then I'll just place a little bit more in the palm of my hand and then take my brush and just really swirl it in my hand and then go over where I want just a little bit more coverage. Now, I never use a sponge when I do use this product because if you think about it, this is really like 70% of water. So a sponge is just going to really soak that up. Okay, for a bonus complexion product I want to share with you, it's this one here. I actually found this at the Dollar Tree, and the only reason why it's not in my top 3 is because you can't find it anymore. So if you ever see this at your Dollar Tree, I know if I see it at mine, I'm going to be grabbing every single one of them in my shade. It is absolutely amazing. I love this foundation. So that is a little bonus. But for my concealer, I'm going to be using this one from the Dollar Tree. This is such an amazing concealer. Now, this one I do see there every now and then, and it's by Be Pure. And I got mine in the shade Fair. So this is going to last me a lifetime. Look how much product you get. And I think I have like 5 tubes. I'm not even kidding. So I'm just going to place a little bit on the back of my hand. And I'm going to take my concealer brush and really press that in the bristles here and really warm up that product. And I'm just going to place just a little bit here because I did place that essence under my eye as well. You might be hearing Lucy barking in the background there. I don't know what she's barking at, but yeah, she's been on a little rampage lately. She is so cute though, you guys. I mean, her little personality gets so much better every single day. She's such a sweet, sweet dog. And my mom just adores her. For the longest time, I was a little nervous because she just loved her Zoila. She had her, Zoila for 10 years. And yeah, that was really tough on her. But when we got little Lucy, it took her a minute to warm up to her, but now she is an absolute love. But look how good that concealer is. Again, the Dollar Tree. Just amazing. Okay, the next product I'm going to be sharing is this one here by Hard Candy. This is called the Face Off Bronze, and I really love this product. It's just very subtle, and it's in the shade a sweet tea, but it's super creamy, very easy to blend. It's not super pigmented, and I just want a little bit of pigment today because I am going to be using a powder bronzer as well. So I'm just going to place that everywhere that I normally would, and I'm just going to place a little bit on my ring finger here and really blend that into my fingers and just take that right down the nose. Now I'm just going to take my bronzing brush and really just blend that in. And now Kane's going crazy because I must have another delivery. But yeah, you're going to be hearing the dogs today a lot. Yeah, it's a little later in the day. Usually I film a little earlier and none of the deliveries are happening. But yeah, today's a dog day. But as you can see how easily this blends in. And that foundation, it's still a little light, even though I got a deeper shade. That is the only thing I'm finding with that essence is it, the shade match is a little difficult. But if you do have that product and it's too light for you, just add some bronzing drops to it and it will really darken up. As you can see, that just added just a little bit of color and warmth into the skin. And I'm not too worried about being, really precise with it right now because I am going to be using a lot of other products that I want to share with you. Okay, so these next two products aren't new to me in 2024, but they kind of are because they're replacements. And I definitely want to share them with you because honestly, I don't think I'll ever be without these two products in my collection. And they are by none other than Laura Geller. And they're called the Baked and Balance. And I got one in the Glow and one in the Brighten. And they're both in the shade Light. Now, when I use these products with any foundation, especially like this Essence, my makeup will last for hours. I mean, literally hours. I have fallen asleep, with my makeup on with these products, and I wake up the next morning and it's still on my face. Now, that doesn't happen all the time, but I will tell you it has happened. And yeah, my makeup still looks really good. Okay, so how I like using these two products is I take the two, and this one here is the Glow. Now, if I use just the Glow, I just found that it did show my texture too much. So what I do is mix the two, and what I'm going to do is mix the Brighten one and just a little bit of the Glow, and now I'm just going to kind of buff that into the skin. And just a light layer. So I like using her products, these ones here, more like a setting powder than the foundation. I just find like, again, if I use, this with the foundation, my makeup just lasts forever. So again, just buff that into the skin. And I will give you a tip, if you do use foundation, essence, or skin tint or anything, let that completely dry before you go in with this product because again, you kind of, I'm making I am making a lot of noise and mess because you do want to buff in that product. And if it's too wet, I just feel like it could move and it could really stick to the product and become a little patchy. So again, just make sure everything is completely dried down. But as you can see, how beautiful. I still have a glow. I have coverage. Oh, I'm telling you, I will never, ever be without these two products in my collection. And if she ever stopped making these, I would just be literally devastated. Okay, so let's go back into this palette here. Again, this is why I love this palette. I can pretty much do all my makeup with just this palette. So again, I'm going to go into my bronzing brush here. And I'm just going to mix all three shades here, but tap it off because they can become a little pigmented. So, and I'm just going to lightly sweep over that other bronzer just to add a little bit of more depth to the look. And just add a little bit more here. Again, because that other one is just a little bit lighter for me. So I am just going to create just a little bit more warmth. And I'm going to extend that down the neck now that I'm wearing a more low shirt. Now that warmer weather is here, spring and summer just around the corner. So I'm just going to add a little bit of warmth down on my chest as well. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the blush. Now again, that's the only downfall with this shade is because see how everything is just more warm. And this is going to, I don't know, I think it's just too pink. Again, I hope they will come up with another palette and maybe just make that more neutral. So I'm going to lean more towards, I don't know, this shade here. Or maybe what I can do is mix the two and see what happens. I've never done that before. So let's try that and see if I can warm it up just a little bit. So again, I'm just staying basically in this part of the bronzer and I'm going to mix these two and let's see what happens. Actually, that is a lot better because if I use this shade on its own, it's just too pink and bright. So I'm glad I did that. I'm telling you, you learn something new every day playing around with makeup. That's why it's just so good to do that. Never be afraid to try new things. Again, it's just makeup. It can wash right off. So I'm really glad I did that because I usually would use another blush when I would use this palette if I did a more neutral look because it was just too pink. So that is absolutely perfect. Okay, just curl my lashes. And for mascara, again, this is not new to me in 2024, but it is new because it is another replacement. I actually got it during the Sephora sale, and it's this here by Lawless. I absolutely love this mascara. It is so amazing. It's called the One and Done, and I'm telling you, one coat is really all you need. Now, this is a brand new tube, so I'm not sure. I can't remember how it is fresh out of the tube. But let me show you the wand. Again, it's just very unique. It has like a ball at the tip. But let's see if it will work today. But usually, after the tube's been open for a while, one coat is all you will need. So I'm just going to do a couple strokes here. And what I love about this mascara as well is it doesn't flake or smear throughout the day. It flicks away really easy if I do make a lot of mistakes, which I do because I have my hooded eyes and they always get in the way. So let me just show you again. I literally could be done and go out the door. I mean, look at the separation, the length, the volume in just a few strokes. So what I'll do is two coats, come back, and I'll show you what it looks like then. Also, just a really quick tip. If you do have a lot of transfer or find that you just have a really hard time applying your mascara and making a huge mess, get a shadow shield like this. I get this right off Amazon and it works a wonder. So if I'm in a real big hurry, this is what I'll use. And that way I don't have to worry about being super careful or anything like that. I can literally just apply, a few strokes of this mascara and be done with it. So again, just really quick before I come back on, that's what that did. Pretty amazing stuff. Okay, so I will say straight out of the tube, this works just as good. So again, this is going to be one of those products I will never not have in my collection. Absolutely fabulous, worth every penny. Okay, for setting spray, I think I'm going to use this. This is not new, but it's definitely a favorite. And again, another one I always have in my collection. It is by Fablux. I get this right off Amazon. I don't even know how many bottles I've gone through of this. Okay, now I will say when I use this combination, this setting spray, this foundation, and the Laura Geller, my makeup will last all day. Okay, so let's go back into the Natasha Denona palette. And what I think I'm going to do is start with this shade here, Casual, and just place that on a brush. And then I think I'm going to place that on the outer corner just to add a little bit of depth there, just to add a little something. And actually, something just did transfer on my lid, but my mascara is still wet. So I'm just going to let that dry a little bit and then I'll flick it away. So again, I'm just going to place a little bit of the Casual here on the outer corner. And then what I think I'm going to do is take this shade here, the one I applied all across the lid, that deep, beautiful bronze shade. And I'm going to place that along the whole lower lash line and see how that just deepens that up. Oh, these are so beautiful. I love using these, especially on the lower lash line. I don't know what it is like having a shimmer on the lower lash line. I think that is so pretty. And then what I think I'm going to do is go into this shade right here and place that on a brush. But what I'm going to do is wet the brush, and that way the glitter doesn't kind of go all over the place. And I'm just going to tap that on the back of my hand just to take a little bit off and place that right here on the inner corner just a little bit. Okay, and then for lipstick, that's all we really have left. Oh no, I did bring down a highlighter because I rarely use highlighters, but this highlighter is absolutely beautiful. And this was actually, I won this in a giveaway, our friend here, Clara, her giveaway. So I do want to use that today because it is so beautiful and it's by Sydney Grace. Oh, but I don't know if she carries this all the time. I don't know if it was a limited edition, but oh, I love it. It's just very subtle and it blends in just beautifully. And what I love too, it doesn't accentuate my fine lines or wrinkles or anything. So I'm just going to use a sponge there. Just, oh, isn't that beautiful? Again, just so subtle. And I wish she did, carry her complexion products all the time because her bronzer would have been in this top three as well. But yeah, it's like a limited edition type thing. I did ask her one time, like in a message over on Instagram, and I said, "Are you going to ever be carrying, those complexion products?" And she said yes. So I haven't checked her website in a while, so it might be there. But isn't that beautiful, so gorgeous. Okay, so that mascara should be pretty much dry. So I'm just going to, yeah, see how it just flicks away so easily. Yeah, that's another reason why I love that mascara. That is a deal breaker with me usually with the mascara. If it doesn't flick away easily, yeah, I never really reach for it again because I am super messy. Okay, for lipsticks, this is going to be probably no surprise. Well, the liner, maybe, I don't know, but not the lipsticks. So the liners I brought down are these ones here by Hard Candy. I really like these. These are super long wearing. They're creamy. And what I love about these is on one end, there is a brush, so a lip brush. And then on the other end is a retractable lip liner. So isn't that amazing? So I think I'm actually going to use the deeper color, believe it or not. And that is in the shade Boyfriend here. And again, I'm just going to remove both caps and you're going to see how nice these are. Now, this morning I was swatching these and I washed my hands and they did not come off. It was insane. I literally had to take a makeup wipe to remove them. But this is a great shade. It almost looks like a contour when you do mix it with a lipstick. So they are creamy, but they're not too creamy. There is like a little bit of dryness to it, which I think is good because I think that's what makes it long lasting. And then you can take the brush here and just kind of blend that out. And the lipsticks that I chose to bring down today, again, it's going to be no surprise. And for sure, I'm biased because I absolutely love Alley Glines. But I will say this formula is amazing. And it's by Ravi Beauty. And I have all three shades. And I'm not sure which shade I'm going to use today, but I love the packaging. And when you open the product here, this is like a beautiful, like a gold bullet here. But I use these all the time and I still have this much product. I like this shade. Which one is this one? This is Dahlia. So I think I'm going to use this shade today. But as you will see how much product I use, and again, I have a lot left. I always have one of these in my purse because they're just great for like a touch up because they're creamy. They add hydration to the lip. Oh, I just love these. But as you will see, if you just apply like a light coat, it's just a subtle shade. Now, if I apply more, you're going to see how much it deepens up. So I'm debating though, do I want to use this shade? Oh, well, we got it going now. So let's try it using this. And I'm just going to apply a lot of little layers here. And you'll see how much more pigment I get. They're so comfortable on the lip. I absolutely love her lipsticks. And I do think she's coming out with some more makeup or something because I seen over on Instagram, she announced that she is going to be doing another like launch video. I am so excited. I have a feeling it's going to be with a BK Beauty though, because I did see pictures with those two together. So I don't know. I can't wait. Nonetheless. So this is today's full makeup, and these are, again, a lot of these are my favorites. And if you want to know what they are, I will tell you. So, out of all the complexion products that I shared with you, this is probably the one I reach for the most on an everyday basis. I absolutely love this product. I feel like my skin just feels healthy. It's so lightweight. It provides beautiful coverage. I mean, look at my complexion right now. I mean, that's insane. I love this. So this is going to be probably my number one. The Laura Geller. I mean, that's no surprise. I have to have these in my collection for sure. The mascara, that is definitely number one of my mascaras. And something was definitely smearing right there. I think it was my mascara, but it's because my eyes are watering. Honestly, it does not do that on the normal. So, but yeah, the mascara and honestly, these ones here by a Revee Beauty, I absolutely love these lipsticks. Those are just the things I reach for the most. And this one here, Fabulous. I mean, that's no surprise. It is just absolutely beautiful. So that is the end of the series. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I would love to know your favorites. Was any of them in my favorites here? Let me know in the comments. All right, you guys, I can't wait to see you again. I love you so much. And also, stay tuned. I do have a lot of new products I'm going to be testing out, a lot of new foundations. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I would love to have you here. All right, you guys, I love you so much. And until next time.